Welcome back everyone, this is update 0.83. So here are some changes for you. So a bunch of editor changes. First one here is if you drop an object, let's say a wall, traditionally this, if you were to rotate it using the Q and E keys, this used to move a lot more, but now I've reduced it so it's easier for you to get into tight spaces, be more accurate in your placement of this prop. If you want to make it go faster, you can just hold shift and do Q and E as well at the same time, so this will let you turn much faster. Same thing to do with the R and F keys, T and G keys, and the Z and X keys, right? So if you all don't know this functionality already, you can do that. The next thing is with fault lines. So I've improved some fault line functionality. So if you go over to F7 to draw fault lines, before you can just click and draw a fault line like this. I've implemented a way to straighten it. We actually had the straighten functionality using the Alt key. I've just moved it to the Control key now. So if you click on this and if you want to straighten it, just hold down Control. It will snap to the closest 45 degrees like that, right? And that's much easier for you to draw. And the other enhancement I made is, I think you guys will like this, is a way to actually draw boxes. So I had this experience myself where I just want to draw a nice box from here to there. Instead of drawing 4 lines, you can just hold down this and hold down shift and then just pull out a box like that. And then once you hit enter, you see it has a nice looking box for you. So if you want to do it this shape like this, you can very quickly draw boxes very quickly and very easily. Yeah, so I think that's another pretty cool feature. The next change is camera functionality. So if you go over to escape and go to camera control, what I used to have is a way to toggle your top 2D view and toggle cell shade. This applies globally. It doesn't apply to per camera basis. Now I've made it so that it applies to per camera. So if you have more than one camera, so if you just go over here and hit backspace to create a new camera, I just, let's say create first. So now if you go over to camera control, you see now first and default. There's always a default camera and then first. So all these settings, whether you're toggling cell shade or simplify the background, let's say I toggle cell shade for this and maybe simplify the background. Okay, this is awful. I'll just go back to cell shade. I can switch back to other camera and it has the 3 elements here now applied per camera basis. So you can customize how you want to look. Maybe I can create another camera. Let's move over here, fly up in the air, and let's say call this second. So now if you go over to camera control, then you have a second camera that I can just say toggle top down view for this one here like that, right? And then so now if you go over to the first, this is the first, this is the default camera. And you can also overwrite cameras now. Let's say I want to overwrite the second camera with this placement instead. I just hit this, I type second, and you ask you whether I want to override it, and you can say yes, and you overwrite the second camera. So now you have your second camera pointing over here, and you still have your first camera, and so forth. And also your settings will save with the SDG file when you save it, or when you upload to Stage Central, you'll also be able to upload all the settings to Stage Central. Well, the other feature is ability to undo scan bay. So let's say I go over to escape, go to change bay, and I select Paul Bunyan here. I can hit Ctrl Z and you'll undo the setting. Just very small fix. The other one is if you go over here and go to stage briefing, now you can select your layout page. This is one of the updates I made before, where you can select your layout page and maybe load a custom image here, and whatever that you selected here will also save with your SVG file as well. Also will be saved to Stage Central. And the last bit is based to 3 new props. Very quickly, go over to escape here, go to support structures. I've added 2 stairs or steps, if you like. One with the 2 stairs and one with 3 stairs. So for you guys who want to make like a stage that looks something like this, let's move it over here. Maybe where you have 2 targets beyond this wall, you climb up and you shoot downwards, kind of thing, if you want to do that as well. So that's available for you now. And then the last prop is an active prop. So if you go over to I think it's vision barriers. So there's this thing called the sliding door. You have a door here that you can use the knobs to move back and forth. So there's a small gap over here, and then if you can move the door over to that side, then you have a small gap over here. So you might want to put maybe a target over here and a target over here for some reason. you know, that you can only see through this gap. So if you go to simulation mode, you hit F10. If you go near, it will just open the door to this side. And then from this side, you actually see this side. Right? So now you have this sliding door as well, if you want to use it in your stages. Yeah, so apart from that, there are just a few bug fixes here and there, but hopefully you like all these new updates that I made. If you have any feedback or suggestions, you can provide feedback by hitting escape. Go over to the settings feedback button here and provide feedback, or you can join our Discord channel, which is the best way to communicate with us and with the rest of the users of this tool as well. The link to the Discord channel is in the YouTube description below. Apart from that, have a great weekend, guys, and see you on the range.